Heading out to the Bailey Haven homestead. As you can see, it's snowing, but that's not going to stop us from getting some work done today. Right here, we're laying the foundation and frame. This wood is cut not too far from where we're at, actually, about 7 to 8 miles. Still pretty green. However, it's pretty cheap, so we're going to use it and let it dry out slowly to the level it needs to be. That's my son there pulling the tape across. We're trying to square it up. We did a pretty good job squaring it. It's probably off about an inch, not too bad, but unfortunately with the ground being pretty soft in some areas and hard in others, it made it a little bit difficult getting it as straight as we'd like. But nonetheless, turned out pretty good. Got a bunch of the kids out there and the wife as well helping, as you can see. Pretty cold. And there it is. It's going to be 16 foot wide, a little over 24.3 long. And that's about a decent size, as you'll see in the future pictures, what we're trying to attain. There's the youngest, the last of the Mohicans, helping put some screws in the decking. That day wasn't too bad. It was a little bit warmer. As you can see in the background, got our chickens. No, we didn't overlap. We just went straight line. We're not trying to be all fancy or take. We're trying to do this as quick as we can, but still give enough strength and durability that it will last, obviously. Most of this wood, again, is pretty discounted. We played for the plywood. But up until this point, we're getting some pretty good deals on wood. Knowing people, and two, not being too picky, you can get the wood for pretty cheap. I say not being too picky, I mean, it's not the straightest of wood. And there's some areas, knots, things of that nature, bows, that we just kind of had to work with. But the guy that I got it off of gave us a really good deal. Over there is like some accent pieces. Those boards you see going horizontally are cherry. And I want to say those are oak. They're pretty old. Kept them from a couple junk jobs. That's what we do, Bailey's Junk Removal. And we do all type of things, clean outs and all type of services. But anyways, a lot of the wood you'll see in here is from these jobs. Stained it up and it looks really good. There we are putting the top plate on, pull all the walls together. That was a fun job. And there's some really nice beams. You see all these in there are old, all of them, with the exception of the lightest one. That was actually extra from a job that we did, but the rest of them were free. 8x8s and 6x6s. And that top plate you see there, I believe that was a 3x12 16-footer from a job. Tearing stuff down, demoing jobs. We get a lot of good lumber. It's old, 80 years old, 100 years old or older. And as you can see, it looks really good. And then we get all that wood, which was absolutely free. Lumber we've saved up for the last 3 or 4 years, anticipating building something at some time, and here we are doing it. There you go. We're putting in some windows, typical building things. The last week, as in Christmas and thereafter, it's been excessively wet, but we've still been making our way out there. As you can see, we're starting a deck. All these boards you're seeing there are pallet boards and 2x4s from pallets. They make wonderful wood for crafts and or decks or anything like that. It's really durable, and people throw them away, so we get them free. And as you can see, we're staining them and sealing them to keep the water off them and make them last longer. There's the wife, more kids. There it is. It turned out pretty good. Said again, absolutely free. Did not pay $1 for that. Even the pavers you see underneath there I use for supports, did not pay for them from junk jobs. Now you can see that one post was a little crooked. We straightened it out since then. But the top part of these boards, we didn't really cut them or anything. A couple of them are a little longer than others, so the banister that goes across isn't completely even. But again, a little less work. It did not take away from the integrity. If you're a stickler, you probably wouldn't like it. But for us, it looks pretty good, and it does what it's supposed to do. That's where we get it, the pallets. Again, you could literally show up there. It's a pallet business, and extra cuts, things that aren't exactly symmetrical, or boards that have a slight imperfection, I say, they'll throw them away. So we take them and we get them.
Mr. Newman and Yentl say like and subscribe. Peace out.